Hello, you're back with the White Walkers. I am Richard, and I am joined today by Patman, Stephen Patane.
Ah, hello.
Yeah, so Steve,
I've,
you just got absolutely smashed by Elise. That was fun. I recorded it with Al, and we shit talked you the whole time.
yeah,
Would you like to?
as I expected. Expect nothing less.
Really, you told me just before the game that you were going to crush it. May or may not
Should
be
I bring up
lying.
the chat? Should I bring up the chat logs? I don't know.
Okay, so today we have Schwaig playing Baratheon Banner of the Watch versus MrHardie playing Martell Conclave. So, as a Martell loyalist, Steve, do you know much about Martell Conclave?
I do. I actually brought this to I think Starlink last year as like a backup deck in case I, decide to change my mind.
Wow.
Love it. It's it depends on how Connor's built this one, but I know usually for me, you see a lot of big bodies there, and a lot of cheeky ways to utilize those big bodies. I don't want to say too much because his deck might be different to the way I play it, but yeah.
Wow. Well, that's good to hear. Just so you know, we're not actually live. This is being just recorded. Um, you know, so don't worry about giving stuff away and things like that.
So if I like start going crazy and just saying random nonsense, you can edit that out, right?
Yeah, I don't know about edit it out. That's beyond my skills. You know, my tech skills are second to none. But
Completely forgot you were an old man. Doesn't know technology.
very old. Yeah, I'm practically ancient. So I don't know what Night's Watch banner, Baratheon banner of the Watch is doing, but apparently nothing because there's no Night's Watch cards in play.
Just yeah.
Dragon's Dome Port, Davos, Acolyte of the Flame, and a Vanguard Lancer against your favourite setup of Starfall, King's Road, and 2 Desert Raiders.
It is Reddit, just for extra redundancy there.
Hmm.
That Banner of the Watch, you always see, whenever you see Banner of the Watch, you always think, okay, is this deck going to utilize the wall somehow?
Yeah, the wall,
Yeah.
red keep, all sorts of passive shit like that.
Yeah, so that's my guess here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that at some point, and just a lot of preventing things from happening.
I must say,
Makes
the
wireless.
Desert Raiders in your game, I think me and Al forgot it every single time that it existed. We're like, oh yeah, Desert Raider, that could suck a claim. So there's a lot of, dude's gonna get his board wiped, and then all of a sudden there's a Desert Raider. I'm like, oh yes.
I did feel quite good when I saw that set up, or in my first hand, I think. Then when I saw the second one, I'm like, look, I want to play it, but it might be giving too much power away, and so sometimes, like in this scenario here, having 2 Desert Raiders might actually be, a bit damaging. It's a bit tempting to bring them both into play a lot of times, but then you are giving away power each time they leave. So
I guess Connor, being a Martell loyalist, will be really restrained and familiar with this kind of trigger.
now there is one card here that I'm absolutely excited to see already, and that is Sandstone. That is like absolutely beautiful to see. I hope it gets any amount of power, and I'll be happy.
I've got to read it. I don't know what it does.
That's the usual reaction.
Attacking player, good. I like it. Nearly attacking character gain 1 power. Okay, so it's going to be some sort of icon removal deck. I guess Starfall gave that away.
And the Desert Raiders, of course. But yes.
Okay then. Yeah. Crescent
I mean,
is...
it makes sense.
Okay, I see. There's an imprisoned on Davos. I was wondering why Crescent knelt and cancelled. There's a Davos with imprisoned. There's a red keep. Schwaig seemed to be playing some standard, ordinary Baratheon deck without any Night's Watch cards so far. But I assume they're going to be like Cravens and Walls and stuff like that.
Well, there has to be at least 12. So
Yes.
we'll see them at some point, I hope. yeah, it's almost very very likely to just be a wall deck, which you can't be mad about. I feel like the wall can work in so many factions right now.
I'm just really surprised about some attacking sandstony Martell deck. It seems
All right.
like putting power on your characters. I mean, what?
I think the word "win" as well also throws you off, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, because Martell don't win.
Yeah.
I know. What? That's not what you meant.
Yeah, we should buff them. We should buff them.
Yeah.
But out of my own experience with that location, constantly trying to make it work in different ways, it does require a lot of surprise icon removal.
Mm-hmm.
Because realistically, if your opponent sees it and they see, for example, Davos here has one icon, and you're attacking a power, they're not going to defend. It's a no-brainer. So you sort of have to either lure them in with challenge pull, which I will not be surprised if we see a Sword of the Morning or a 6-cost Alaria stand, yeah. But otherwise, until then, it's likely just going to be sitting there waiting, which is fine.
I guess that's the downside of it. It's the opponent chooses whether you get the power, essentially. You either get unopposed power or you get a power on your character. And probably a power on the character is better, right? For the opponent.
Yeah. It is, yeah. It's more volatile.
I see Connor's not only cancelled Creston, he's played a hand judgment to cancel the Scene in Flames. So
I mean, that's also a bit of a no-brainer right there with the hand judgment.
Yeah, Connor doesn't have a lot of cards in hand already.
That is a nice plot to play here, though. Smith, that's a free kneel on the red keep right there.
Yeah, it is now.
Yep.
Because Schwaig is going second, which means he can't use Creston as the first action to remove Imprisoned. But I guess Connor probably got more attachments anyway.
I think so, yeah.
So Schwaig's obviously got some big card to come out. There you go.
There she is.
Just like you predicted. It's almost like you had a hand in the building of this deck.
With Sword of the Morning as well. It's a pulling in at least 6 characters.
That's pretty gross.
That's nasty, isn't it? Doesn't even have that many characters, but
Yet.
more. There's Mel. Yep.
Yeah, you put all your eggs in one basket.
To be fair, the only other targets for that Sword of the Morning were those Desert Raiders. So
No, it says unique Martell character. Or Halfdane. I guess you know your Martell cards.
Yeah. But it's understandable not putting on those Desert Raiders. They don't want to stick around and you don't want to be losing the value of that 3-cost attachment you just paid for, especially when you don't really have much economy on the board.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes the most.
I like how Schwaig tempted out the begging brother trigger with Creston before playing Melisandre.
Yep.
That said, Schwaig doesn't have any military icons, but he does have an event.
There you go. Military icons do not matter.
Who knew?
So we see John Aaron here. I haven't seen him played a whole lot, but all in all, he does seem like a pretty well-rounded card.
Yeah, I remember.
I
was thinking that at the time when we designed it, when we facilitated its existence. But yeah, I haven't seen it played that much. But then I haven't seen anything being played that much, to be quite honest. So I don't think I'm the best person to judge. I don't play competitively, whereas you're Mr. Competitive.
Not too much. Clearly not that much considering the last game.
I was going to say you've only just stopped crying.
I'm not going to stop crying. Good thing I'm going to sleep after this because that's an easy way to get to sleep.
Oh, what time is it in the Land of Oz?
It is currently 12:10 a.m. And I have work the next morning. So
Oh, mate. Isn't Shannon going to be wondering why you've not come to bed? Like,
she is currently on night shift.
winner. No wonder
Those
you're up so late on your computer.
She can't stop me. For all those who don't know, she's a paramedic, so she works over there.
Now everybody knows. The entire community of Thrones, of which only 40 people will watch the video.
I thought you get like 2 viewers.
I get what?
I thought you get like 1 or 2 viewers, not 40.
Yeah, well, I guess most of that 40 is me watching it on different systems. I watch it at work, I watch it on my phone, I watch it at home.
Boosting the numbers.
I just love my voice.
Now you can hear me as well.
Well...
We should probably focus a bit on the game, though.
Yeah, I'm watching it. There are challenges, but they seem rather inconsequential at the moment.
To be fair, we do have Sandstone that is just triggered.
Yes.
And we do have the Conclave, so hopefully he did have something nice under there, because he definitely needs it. Potentially some economy. But
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Connor.
I mean, for someone who's had not a lot of economy, he only has 2 cards left. Of all the cards he's drawn.
Yes.
So he's doing alright. Oh, John Aaron's got insight as well. Pretty good for a 3-cost chud.
Yeah. Definitely. And the potential to also give you more cards and more power when you die. But you do lose the power that's on him, of course.
He's a monocon though. Instant binder fodder these days. We have Connor playing Outwit probably too early.
Unlucky.
In retrospect, I guess.
There might not be better options. That's
Yep, true.
you never know about based on the deck. But it is unlucky to see.
I think the rule for Outwit is if you absolutely cannot afford to be hit by your opponent, reset or whatever, you play Outwit. I don't know what he was trying to cancel there, whether he thought there might be some sort of reset coming. Not that. I think he's scared of it.
A Valid D right now would hurt him pretty hard because he's likely going to lose Ilaria. And I think he kind of needs Ilaria right now, especially with so many. Look at him. He's got 3 power icons. 4 technically with Davos. That are single icons. That is beautiful for something like Sandstone, which right now I feel is his only win condition. We might see some more in a few.
If you say so, Steve.
Fingers crossed, because we've always got to back Martell, right? Isn't that right, Richard?
No. I mean, you do know Schwaig is on my team, right?
Yep. I always backed Martell, always.
What, against Baratheon? Mate, we've already beaten Martell. We're just kicking them while they're down at the moment. We eat Martell for breakfast.
That Red Priest hurts quite hard here.
Yeah,
it's
especially
both a Neil for Melisandre, and he loses Nymeria Sand.
Connor had 3 gold and couldn't play anything. We see that Nymeria had gone, so obviously couldn't have afforded that. I wonder if Connor's playing Bravos.
Is possible. And there is the wall as well. Notice?
Wow, who could have seen that coming?
Quite thematically fitting on the turn that he plays Brand the Builder.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Brand the Builder is likely going to be finding some economy. Do you think Schwaig would be concerned about any location damage here?
Nah, not really. I mean, location damage, he's going to be ahead a little bit, I think, by the time that really kicks in. I mean, at the end of the day, if you suspect your opponent is playing PD or Mad King Command, you've either just got to hold back or just ride it out and make them have it and then carry on. And I would just rather play out.
At Mad King's command, you don't really have much of a choice because it's hitting everything, so you can't really hold on to the location without it hurting you. PD though, duplicates will obviously.
Yeah, Connor has duped his Starfall rather than keep it in hand for Intrigue Claim. Because there's no other reason to dupe it, I guess, against Baratheon. They're not exactly renowned location destroyers.
Second Brand Builder has now fetched a.
Yep. So Connor's already finished. Has he finished the challenges? Yes, he has now, yeah. Schwaig coming in with Intrigue.
Let's see what he hits. Understandable.
Yeah.
He could have played this round, but I guess what I mentioned earlier, it's...
Yeah, when you got 3 on the
scenario
board.
where exactly, you just don't want 3. So, although the card can get quite some good use, it's one that you really want to find one of, 2.
Hmm.
Don't want to see any more.
Yeah. And you play 3 obviously to maximise your chances.
Oh, and it does definitely give him some extra value here with. I can understand the choice. You have here to serve, supporting the faith turn.
Aha.
Do you think that supporting the faith will hurt quite a bit?
No.
I don't think so either. Not with the low amount of cards.
Yes. That's exactly my thought as well. In fact, I think Connor's going to struggle now to punch through this Baratheon board and get the wall knelt. That's really put a clock on the game.
He can at least cancel it with Maester Mirror.
Yep. That's another
So
character he has to keep standing. So I'm sure.
Hey, to be fair,
Yeah.
if he's not keeping, if he's kneeling Maester Mirror, Ilaria Sand is likely. Honestly, when that happens, it's going to be a good round for.
I mean, if you're the Barra player, you don't care about Mirror that much. Because they're either going to cancel your card draw, cancel the wall. You just rather kneel Ilaria because she can do more damage to your board.
Oh, hands down, yeah.
I was going to say, when will we see some more Night's Watch cards? Now we see another Night's Watch card.
There goes our answer. So if he finds any more R'hllor here, Maester Mirror.
He definitely got more R'hllor.
There it is. Hitting quite hard, unfortunately.
Oh.
Fortunately. Oh, hitting. Calico. Okay. Might have his reasons.
Interesting. Maybe he just doesn't care.
Possible.
I mean, Connor's first, anyway. When Schwaig hits back as second player, he's going to be able to test, make the Mjolnir's resolve, and whether he wants to actually defend a challenge or stop the 2 power. He's probably going to stop the 2 power, so he's going to let more challenges through. But Connor's not even doing it now.
You do just have to hope for Connor that he has something good under Conclave that's going to help him out of the situation. Because he is definitely playing on the back foot here. I think part of that reason is lack of economy and draw, unfortunately.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very Martell, does it? With all of Martell's econ, plus that really busted one, the Water Garden, busted. He could have been playing Bravos in this deck as well. That would have been really strong. So, yeah, doesn't seem very Martell, lack of money and draw, but here we are.
So he's removed the power icon on Davos.
Yeah, Schwaig can't actually win a power on offense.
So it makes sense. Military, feel like Connor actually wants him to do a military at this point. Getting that Desert Raider in the dead piles is probably going to provide him a little bit more value right now, even if he gives away that prized one. So, intrigue here. Let's see how highly Connor values his 3 cards.
Yeah, because if Connor nailed Alaria to help defend it with something else, then he will lose the power challenge, which he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
I wonder if that Law Infiltrator will ever come into play by its text.
It will realistically, it's a game finisher, right? Or you do it just before a...
You reset.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Which
before a
then might
reset,
be next round.
potentially.
I mean,
I do feel like... I guess Schwaig will recover from a reset a lot better. However, do keep in mind that killing that John Aaron will likely give Connor 2 cards. I don't know if he wants to do that.
why wouldn't you? Power to steal.
No, not power. He's going to take 2 cards. I would assume Connor would likely take 2 cards. Oh, there we go. There's the reset. Makes sense in this situation. Does get Davos back to hand.
Davos back to hand. Connor
Yeah.
gets 2 cards. I guess Schwaig will take the power, considering the hand is full anyway. And he
I would
has been
assume
drawing.
so.
Yeah.
Do also keep in mind... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I would have kind of expected a reset this round, and it might have been wise to use the Infiltrator for the extra power.
That's true.
The Desert Raiders are going to be in the dead pile as well. That's also a consideration.
But do keep in mind that Schwaig has played Barring the Gates, so that is going to prevent those Desert Raiders.
Yeah, they don't...
At least for a round.
They don't work anymore in terms of you can trigger them, remove an icon, but they don't come into play, right? Yeah, because you don't get to pay the cost.
No, yeah, with Barring the Gates, nothing can happen.
Yeah, before the redesign, I recall you could trigger them. They would remove the icon, but not come into play because of the way they were worded. But that doesn't happen now.
So this is quite an interesting play here. Healing expertise to reading the chat. I think he meant to choose Alaria, which I'm sure we'll pick up here.
Yep.
That's an interesting play here. I think. Don't know if it'll get him back in the game, but at least he does get to keep his 6-cost character.
Yeah, who's Craven, so she's just on defense.
Who is Craven? Exactly. That is the most unfortunate part, I think, for Connor. Is that the most valuable character right now by far cannot attack. Assuming Schwaig drags that Craven back into play. Discussing it. So yeah, Schwaig. I would assume that Schwaig here would be able to build back a board. He's got what? Approximately 9 gold to spend for economy here.
He's definitely going to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't win now, I'd be surprised because he's going to have all the option. He's got the wall, which I don't see Connor putting out a board to assault the wall. He's going to draw more cards, probably from the Red Keep. He's got the Iron Throne. He's got everything he needs to win. So I'll be surprised if Martell can put it back here.
And plus, do keep in mind as well, Connor just not sure what he can do for 2 gold. If there is anything available to him.
He does nothing. Which means the military icon on Alaria could just die. I don't suppose Martell Conclave run Vengeance.
Some versions of it can. I guess whilst we're nearing, I think, the end of this game, the version that I usually work with just like abusing higher mysteries. So placing one of the bombs, for example, like, I don't know, Core Doran or Seven Cost Viper, swapping that to go on top of your deck with Conclave and then higher mysteries into play for a surprise, 6 gold can be
Surprise.
quite damaging. Yes.
Oh.
Um,
Crash just keep
Oh.
Mutineer as a banner card.
yeah.
Wow.
I have seen this in a few banner decks. It seems that it's picking up more traction as a non-loyal banner card rather than being utilized with mutinies and Crassus Keep or generic Let's Watch tech, which I can understand as well.
Yeah, dupes are strong, and cancelling or removing dupes is really good.
So Schwaig wins here, I believe, right? Or gets close to it. No, he does, because he's going to get unopposed.
Dominant in the wall. Yep. There we go. Game over. Martell died, and Baratheon reigned supreme.
At least Connor and I, we have one thing in common, although I got it a little bit better than he did, and that was the lack of economy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we lost our games.
That too. that too. But I don't like to point that part out.
No, I'm sure not. It does, yeah, like you say, economy was a real issue for both of the games I've recorded today. And that's a little bit sad because you do like close games being decided on skill, but then at the same time, at the gates isn't restricted. So it's all in your own hands.
I think at the moment as well, at the gates, I think the time that it was banned gave people a bit of breathing room and a bit of insight to try out other plots. And I feel like it has actually helped because now I'm seeing a lot more variety in the opening plots. Whilst there was a solid period of Avagacious being the only opener, but then you experience games like this where that is the losing factor, not having anything on setup.
Yep.
So sort of reminds you why a lot of people just opened it, just for that consistency.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you go to Starlake and you play 8 round of Swift and you don't get economy in 2 or 3 of your games, that could be out your cut. No chance. So, yeah, totally get it. I would play it unless I had a good reason not to. Right.
There are also other cards to help as well, like Brand the Builder, as we saw with Schwaig.
Yeah, true. I can't wait till City Blockade comes out and then no one can play out the gates.
No talking about playtesting cards, all right? This is regular Thrones.
All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Right. Thanks for joining me, Stephen. And I guess I'll be back with some more games later. Goodbye.